In the morning, it's time for some bag fights. Say it with me, folks. Bag fights. The game where you fight with your bag. The tournament has started. Let us begin the King's Tournament, Gould League. My chances are not good here. This has been established. But it must be done. Alright, money. I'll have to start things off. That's good. Uh, let's re-roll. More money. Even better. Money's the one thing. It's weird, but like combining items makes them weaker. Makes the two items makes the one item that remains weaker than the two items that were combined. Except in the case of money, not a lot weaker, but because overall you get stronger. But and then it also leaves space to create new items. Uh, but like a little weaker. So I avoid combining the items for as long as I can. Huh. Let's get rid of the potion for now, I guess. Yeah, I think the potion is the one to get rid of. Reroll. All right. Okay. And we will reroll again. Oh, oh. I guess I can leave this for now. Yeah. Hopefully this battle's not too hard for us because these get tough fast. These tournament battles. Oh yeah, that's stopping is pretty good. Oh, they start to move fast after they get frozen, or they always move that fast? I think they might start moving faster after they get frozen. So let's make up for the moment where they get stuck. All right, we can just leave this. Let's re-roll. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, now we have a potion. All right, re-roll. Um, okay. 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 Let's re-roll again. Hmm. I want this, but okay. Well, I don't know though. Poison might be better for now. Oh, we have a level 2 hook. Do I want the poison or the potion? Yeah, a little bit of healing doesn't necessarily help that much. Yeah, let's leave it. Okay. I kind of want the hook. Just don't know what I'm gonna get rid of for it. All right, so this could work. Um, a little odd getting rid of a level 2 hand, but I guess we can get rid of the burger instead. Now, better than this is the hammers. The question is, should I get rid of the hook? Um, 53. No, this is the one that's weaker. It's only a difference of 32. But yeah, I don't really have the space. Even if I was to get rid of this for both hooks, I have to get rid of other stuff additionally. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. Feels weird to not take that, but okay, I have a double hamburger. That's better than this. Yeah, I think this is good. We're good right now. As weird as that looks. Yeah, there we go. And now we're back in business. Um, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have even more money rolling in. Okay. I guess we could sacrifice a little bit of money at this point. We've got enough money. We don't really need this pouch. We're stocking up on poisons. Guess there's nothing else here that's useful. Okay, let's go. Okay. Another burger would be good. It's just that, do I want the burger or the poison to max out first? Oh no, I don't have to choose. I got poison as well. All right, we're good. Now we can re-roll. I got a lot of level 3 items, merge 3 items. Maybe I should save my money. Yeah, let's save my money for the blue chest re-rolls. I don't know. I don't know if it will work that way, but let's give it a shot. So now I've already maxed out my money like I would want it. There we go. This is my weakest weapon, even though it's merge 3. Yeah. So, I think I'm putting on a YouTube video. This is gonna be kind of long and boring. All right, I'm getting a YouTube video ready. Okay, I was hopeful for better on that blue chest. Huh. Yeah, it's tricky finding something to get rid of if I was gonna try to fit the axe in. I'll have to lose 83 points of damage just to put this down. Huh. I think we should just move on. Okay. Healing potion, double healing potion. I don't think it's gonna be that helpful. Let's move on. I think I just need to move further. I need to get further into the waves to get better weapons. So I decided not to just keep re-rolling endlessly. This is bad. I'm dead. I have no defense and no healing. I don't know if I did something wrong or if it was just bad luck. Next time I'll try to focus on defense and healing more. Times 3 reward. No. My rank is 45. Not great. Alright, the dailies are starting again, which is nice. Okay. Let's do a Jungle Knight session. No, this. All right. That works out. All right, we got dynamite. We can potentially get a sword or this. Yep, sword shouldn't replace anything, I don't think. Sword is the one that sticks that doesn't work. All right, so let's just re-roll. All right, we can potentially get an axe. I want this poison, but I can't justify it, so let's not get it then. unless I replace the hook. Yeah, why not? Let's replace the hook. I don't know if I really need armor, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, now I should keep the knife. And I'll take the ice. Okay. Streamline University is falling apart. I'm not sure what Streamer University is. I don't think I want to know. Sounds depressing.
Franchising and is hosted on the Bricks and Minifix corporate email address. So it seems like that spreadsheet had been sitting on Bricks and Minifix own server, which would be very good evidence that the company had notice of the consignment and the inventory. But it gets worse.
It does get worse because if you create something in many states, you automatically have knowledge of it. You cannot deny knowledge of something you created. If the franchisee created the list, then you, as that company, have knowledge of what you created. This wasn't even given to them and put on their server. It was one of their people that created it.
You don't know what you don't know, and you can't we don't know everything, and we don't go looking in every nook and cranny everywhere. We just don't know some of those things. So if that's there, we can now have our team go look for that. Now, it is problematic for the CEO of Bricks and Minifix.
You ever heard of just searching for something? Just run a search.
Since the McNeffs filed a verified complaint attesting that he looked into every nook and cranny. That's a real problem because Bricks and Minifix filed a verified Tier 3 complaint in Utah State Court, which means the plaintiffs are seeking over $300,000 in damages. And a verified complaint is a legal document sworn to under oath by the plaintiff, affirming that the allegations are true. And courts often treat sworn factual allegations in a complaint as evidentiary admissions of the party who signed them. And the complaint here was verified by CEO.
There we go. I lost the ice. No, I don't. I don't want to lose the ice. I want to lose the poison.
They investigated the charges and that the allegations were true and correct to the best of their knowledge.
A little bit of ice seems to go a long way to me.
We found less than $5,000 worth of Lego. We had no notice of the consignment. This was an organized extortion campaign. Those are not just arguments from counsel. They are sworn positions of executives.
And statements of fact that we now know they're wrong about. And yet they continued, at least at that point, with the lawsuit, at least weeks after they found out about it.
A verified complaint is not conclusive proof that those facts are true. It's basically just like they were on the witness stand and are under oath. The allegations can be challenged through discovery and contradicted by other evidence or ultimately rejected by the court. Or
yes, but usually not contradicted by the same party who alleged them. Usually the person who says there's only $5,000, I have looked, I have verified, isn't the one who's later on an interview going, I haven't seen that before, we didn't know about everything. And by the way, before we all go nuts here,
Dodge damage, mirror armor.
People may not see everything they wish they had seen and know everything they wish they knew. But once you know it, there's no more excuse, right? You should have checked. Maybe they should have checked. Maybe this was put in the wrong place on the site. Maybe
okay, I need this pouch. I want to, I don't know what I want to get rid of for it. I guess the ice. This is a hard choice. But we're getting rid of the ice.
So it's possible that you really did a thorough job and something that was not in the right place, it was named the wrong thing, so it didn't come to your attention. We just saw CoffeeZilla bring it to their attention. Shouldn't there be an immediate mea culpa? How do I settle this? I am so sorry. I can't believe I made these allegations.
However, by verifying the complaint, Eamon represented that he did a thorough investigation. And I don't know how thorough that investigation could have been if he never realized where the spreadsheet came from. And that lack of due diligence also came through in the company's June 4th press release. Quote, this evidence confirmed that new incoming franchisees who took over the location were not aware of.
See, at first the skeletons are going slow. Then they start charging after they get frozen.
So Bricks and Minifigs has admitted that Best and Johnson, the named plaintiffs,
yeah, I think they don't do that. If you don't freeze them, they don't start moving faster. But it's okay. It's still better in the long run.
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. And maybe they did screw up. Maybe they did mislead you. But it doesn't seem like you're really distancing yourself because of some of the
There we go. We're doing good.
And if that's the case, then why did the McNeffs rely on their accounting in their complaint? How much research did anyone do before filing this? And this is also important because the fact that this complaint was verified.
Yeah, we don't need this stuff. The hammer is one of the more powerful weapons. But yeah, we can't. Right now, it's not worth it. If this didn't go how I hoped. Let's just leave it.
Corporate repossessed it.
I just want to be unbelievably clear. There is zero way that should happen. And if that's true, it's an indictment of Bricks and Minifigs and their accounting system, or of their franchisees' accounting system. I'm handing you a collection. You're agreeing to resell my collection. The idea that you don't know which things you have or have not sold boggles the mind. And on top of that, we saw in a prior video that at the moment of the trade-off, we have franchisee that's leaving, saying to the franchisee coming in, hey, he hasn't even been paid for some of these, which suggests they do know. And by the way, there could be fault on both sides, because if I give you all my sets, I at a minimum know what I've been paid for. So here are the 300 sets I gave you, if that's the case, making up the number. I know you paid me out for 50, that means there's 250 left. But the person who's taken control of this, that's a corporation. The idea that they don't know what they have is a really bad look for them and a problem for them when they're suing somebody else. All right, we're going to switch it up now.
There we go. Now our ice is looking pretty good.
This is America's attorney who put all this together that we're going to talk about together from my views as a trial lawyer. So let's jump into it. On May 27th, they filed a civil RICO statute. Yes, the racketeering statute built to prosecute the mob, like Al Capone and Machine Gun Kelly, and all those really bad guys from a different era, naming Ben.
That was a little scary.
And the consignor's own family.
Okay.
A day later,
I can get attack speed and defense.
Ben. Restraining order. Carefully. Money can change hands, but usually the courts are really
I think I better not.
to be very careful
I don't know.
about doing things such as restraining free speech.
No, let's do it.
Time to do it right, and the This case, what did the judge see? The judge saw the 90-some page verified.
We're holding up
complaint,
okay.
relied upon the party doing it, and shut down reckless Ben. That becomes more problematic. And here's what companies do: they screw up, they realize they screw up, and then they go to you, the person they're suing, like reckless Ben, and they go, "I'll tell you what. Now that we've screwed up, let's go together and ask the judge to undo this." Well, hold on. You just shut me down, and I'm reckless Ben, and this is my job. What are you going to pay me? No, we're not going to pay you. Well, you know you screwed up. Why aren't you going to pay me anything to do it? And I'm not saying we know what happened here, but either we're going to keep suing you, or you agree to drop any damages against us for this lawsuit, and we go together to lift this ban so you can go talk. A lot.
I don't necessarily need more money at this point.
And civil cases.
If anything, I could be replacing this red bag.
Get away with something they've done wrong because the other side wants.
I'm not going to replace the red bag,
joint motion,
but I am probably going to die.
Interesting to know, considering the fact that they now got what appears.
Okay, my damage is holding up pretty well. I was a little nervous. Oh, I'm still a little nervous. Yeah, that was kind of expected. That little bit of damage there. That little big bit of damage. All right, now we get some interesting possibilities.
One, they asked the court to dissolve the gag order and replace it with a stipulated injunction. They're throwing out their own emergency order. Two, they asked to cancel the June 30th hearing. That would be the contested hearing where a judge would finally rule on the record whether the gag that they requested and received was even legal to stay in place for the rest of the case. They pulled that. And number three, the new proposed order explicitly permits Ben to discuss the lawsuit, publish the court filings, and post commentary on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and podcasts.
That's not a full retraction. That is a retraction only of the injunction. That's not them saying, we admit we should never have sued you. We are jointly stipulating to the dismissal of the lawsuit. That is only saying that the preliminary injunction, the injunction against reckless Ben speaking, they're going to withdraw that. So they could still be saying, we think we have a right to move forward with this case, which again, at the moment, can't wait to see what the basis is. So really, it's not a full retraction. It's a, we're still suing you, but we agree we're probably going to lose at this hearing. So let's not have it.
All right, this is. I'm going full damage because I don't really have much of a choice here. This is not a good situation, you know.
And here's why that's a collapse and not a truce. Look at the calendar. The gag was May 28th. The total fold was June 24th. Under 4 weeks to go from "we're suing you for racketeering" to hey, post whatever you want. Companies don't quit that fast when they're winning. They quit when every day that the case stays alive costs them more than the case was ever worth.
Case is still alive, but I'm not totally disagreeing. But we know the real reason. America's attorney knows the real reason. I know the real reason, and you know the real reason.
For me,
it's because on the 30th, they were going to have to stand in front of a judge, and Reckless Ben and his lawyer, assuming he now has a lawyer, which you know he does, Reckless Ben was going to go, "Judge, look what they've admitted to since then. They verified things that they can't support." And the company was like, "Oh crap, how are we going to handle that?" The lawyers involved are seeing all the publicity and going, "Oh man, this is going to be embarrassing." This agreement was because June 30th was coming quick, and that is not a hearing they wanted to have. That is why justice delayed, justice denied, y'all. It's the reason why it's important to have enough judges and enough court staff to move cases through the process. It's the reason why when it takes a civil case 6 years to get to a jury in many jurisdictions, in some cases.
Okay, we got this. We did it.
And justice isn't done. They didn't act until they
that freezing ability is very strong.
If instead of June 30th, that
I could get reward times 3. Yes, please.
Doesn't bother me. We'll deal with this problem later. We have to keep the court system moving. Justice delayed is justice denied.
Those 4 weeks have been brutal. You know the GoFundMe for the family?
Gain 500 shield, kill 1,000 enemies. This is all stuff I'm building on.
Their takedown demand.
That was awesome. The CEO actually standing up and not running away scared. I feel like leaders all the time, when the press comes at them or lawsuits are threatened, go, I don't want any part of this. That was a very cool moment.
And they lost the case.
Open 1 silver chest. That's coming up when I get these silvers.
The judge hasn't ruled on this stipulation. It was such a dramatic departure from what they asked for that the judge entered some questions seeking
this guy's America's attorney.
And since that time, the parties have gone back into court and answered the judge's clarifying questions. We can now anticipate that the judge will enter that stipulated order immediately.
Good for the judge.
It's kind of crazy. He's actually calling this guy America's attorney. It's got to be a good feeling to have people calling you America's attorney after you coin that nickname yourself.
However, what if it looks abusive? What if it looks
Look at
like
all these burgers I got. That's a lot of burgers.
power in the other, and that's why they're doing it, which the
My energy's gonna, my attack damage is gonna go way up with that many burgers.
For what you did wrong. Yeah, well then we're gonna keep the lawsuit going. All right, fine. I just want to move on. So I don't know what questions the judge asked, but regardless, that's nice work by the court to actually ask follow-up questions, which many do not do.
Vans people will spin this. They'll say, we didn't fold, we kept an injunction. Okay. You gotta read what they kept. The proposed order still bars Ben from making threats.
Okay, I need this for sure.
A jerk move, trespassing, impersonating anyone, and interfering with the stores. Every item is conduct, not speech.
I want this, but okay. Yeah, there we go.
Before this lawsuit existed. And notice what's not on the list. Not a single word about
A bit of armor.
Reckless Ben from
Nah, screw it.
publishing the documents, naming names, or dropping the next
If
video.
I did take this, I'd put it over the burger.
The only thing they wanted is silence, and kept the right to stop him from committing crimes he was hopefully never going to commit.
We don't know what corporate knew versus what the franchisees knew. So let me just play devil's advocate for a minute. I'm still not upset with the lawsuit that's continuing and some of the things they've done.
This thing every 4.25 seconds. This is every 3.19 seconds. That's good. So it is faster in addition to giving more.
Corporate believed that this franchisee was telling the truth. They filed a lawsuit because they thought Reckless Ben was in fact lying and making it all up and creating all this thing that are hurting the business that they have built, and it wasn't true. And that's why they did a verified complaint, because it's what they believe to be true. I'm not excusing if they didn't do their homework, if it was available. Again, we've talked about that. So now, what if they find out that, holy crap, I was lied to? Have you ever been lied to? Have you ever had someone you trusted turned out to be a total fraud and a liar? What if, and I don't know the underlying case, but what if their new franchisee tried to steal the Star Wars collection and totally lied to corporate about what happened? And their whole world's blown up because of Reckless Ben's work. Good work, by the way. So now they come in and they're like, no. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sue Reckless Ben and tell the court to make him stop. Because at that moment, they believe it. Then during this media tour that we're criticizing, things come to the light and they're like, we're wrong. So maybe
I don't think this extra burger is going to help that much. Let's throw the potions down instead.
And just now we're trying to back it up.
A little bit of healing could help.
30th date is the reason they did it. Yes, because I've seen it over and over again. You want someone to pay you what they totally owe you, get to trial, or get so close to trial that they are afraid because now all their BS.
It's okay to get rid of the hammer here.
And until they're almost standing in front of a jury,
it feels weird, but it's the right move.
Justice.
Although I could also do two hammers.
So I don't know. Now I still have a problem with continuing with the lawsuit with all of these allegations when in fact you now have information. At a minimum,
So loss of 90 points damage, not using the hammers here.
They found combined with the date that's coming up.
One honest caveat: the case isn't fully dead. They're headed to mediation, and the RICO claims are technically still on the docket. But make no mistake,
okay, I could do this.
They promised to crush this in court. Well, they just asked the court to let everyone go home and sort it out themselves. And then when the court had questions, they're like, no. We'll clarify it because we really want you to approve the order that we've asked for.
Right, because they don't want to stand
I need the pouch.
30th having screwed up. But the lawsuit continues, and the fact that parties are...
Yeah, this is a little crazy, but I think it's a good move. There, now it's proven.
What is mediation?
And after the split, tell her how you...
Mediation is when you go in one room, the other side goes in another room, and someone who's paid a lot of money by both parties to go back and forth, sometimes it's done by a judge, so it's not extra money, goes back and forth trying to convince you to pay less and you to pay more to try to get the parties to, so the case goes away. Why is mediation required? Mediation is required because we don't have
No
enough
crit damage, no health, no poison spread.
Ways to get disputes moved out of the court system, which
Wow.
sometimes is a good thing, but sometimes it's not. Reckless Ben is still being sued. He's allowed to talk about it now, but he's still being sued. And guess what? He's being sued for defamation. So remember the advice that we've given and I've talked about and others have talked about that says be careful what you say because it can be used against you. The same is true for Reckless Ben. He's being sued for defamation still. So if he says something in part 3 of this and it is totally false, and
I need the pouch. I need the money.
he can get sued too. And that's
But it's hard because I don't want to get rid of the ice. It's a tough choice.
What is the best defense to defamation?
There we go. Now it feels kind of worth it.
Really good job of backing up his claims, but he does have to be worried. This lawsuit is not over. The fact that
I need this axe, but I don't.
Could Reckless Ben change
How do I?
saying, yeah,
How would I do this?
he knows things I don't know. He's actually in it. The parties may already be agreeing that they're going to pay him money to agree to dismiss this lawsuit and his other lawsuits, and we just don't know yet. But from what we know, the fact that they've undone the restraining order, I do not agree that that means the case is over. That was one piece of a bigger case, and he's still facing someone that's coming after him for money.
This feels crazy, but I think this is a good move, sort of.
Filed a request for a restraining order, and it appears they didn't have a basis for that because they verified a complaint that was false. The parties.
All right, I feel a little bit. This doesn't feel that great, but hopefully this all works out. Oh, here we go. Now it's kind of worked out. Okay, there we go.
The judge has the power. Now I was just told the judge did not exercise
that's
that
the right
power.
one.
And if true Reckless Ben still can't speak about the thing that he never probably should have lost his right to speak about from what we know. That's crazy. So now the case is going to federal court. Well, guess what? Federal court judges aren't begging for more cases. Okay, so you have to have a basis to go to federal court. If I don't like what the state court judge does or doesn't do, what I know, I'm really questioning why this state court judge did not agree with what the party said.
All right.
Because restricting freedom of speech, you're supposed to have a really good faith basis. And now we have all sorts of facts showing there is not such a good faith basis, and the judge kept it in place. So I don't know. There's probably a federal court. You can't just go, I don't like what you said, state court judge, federal court, come here. That's not how it works. You have to have a basis. Together, we're going to see what that basis is.
So this just came down. Obviously, you see the in this post here, the lawyers for Ben Schneider, his company, and Victor Wynn have filed a notice of removal in the district court, saying here, generally this freezes all proceedings until the federal judge decides whether they will take jurisdiction or remand the case. So this is accurate. So essentially,
The Ninja Star is basically much better than the sword. It just takes up less space.
Kind of a unique place. There's a lot of great trial lawyers in the country. Not a lot of the lawyers who are coming in legal things are actually trial lawyers and of the court. So it's a different
Okay.
Thank you. Legal Mindset's doing it, put it out there, and shining the light out there for all of us to get the benefit of. So here's what's crazy. If it belonged in state court, you can't just remove it to federal court because you want to. The federal court judges don't just sit there and go, yeah, give me whatever case you want. Here's how you normally get to federal court. One, there's total diversity of an action that is exceeding the jurisdictional limit. If the claim here is that it's over 100,000, 200,000, you meet the jurisdictional limit. But the problem is that do you have diversity?
That slow ability. That slow ability is really good.
In this case, are in different states. Okay, that's possible.
Damage.
Then the plaintiffs. Then you can probably get to federal.
How am I doing for time? How long have I been playing?
Now, because
30 minutes. I guess we should probably stop after this. I'm bored enough.
I doubt this entails, which is something that's kind of, hey, this is a federal court case.
I want this gun, but I can't quite get it, can I?
Claims being made. This case is normally done in state court. It's not a federal question. So now, why did the parties not remove to federal court at the beginning? Why are they trying to remove now? What is their basis for moving now? I don't know. But for you and me, what does this mean? It means there is a chance we can get in front of a federal court judge. Here's the thing about federal court. They are way more persnickety, big word, persnickety. You better do things the right way in federal court. They have enough court staff and enough clerks. And even though I'm sure every federal court judge would tell me that they're super busy, and I'm sure they are not as busy as a state court judge in most cases. They have the resources to dig into things. And so most of my work, the vast majority of my work, has been in state court. Sometimes we end up in federal court. Courthouses are bigger. The research, they have the time to do. A lot of these state court judges have thousands of cases. They have to do all their own research. It's going to be very interesting to see if that ends up there. Meanwhile, I am truly troubled by the fact that the restraining order was kept in place without knowing more. Reckless Ben has a right to make a living talking about the things, even if they're controversial and even if they're bad for a certain defendant. A restraining order was put in place based upon a verified complaint that now we know at least parts of it have been.
This hammer is pretty powerful.
Then the parties go judge and say, Judge, we don't think there should be a
Not as
restraining
powerful as a
order,"
boomerang,
and the
though.
judge says, "Too bad, I'm keeping it in place." And now here's where it gets more interesting. If you hadn't tried to remove to federal court, probably on June 30th, you could have shown up and said, "Judge, this is insane for all these reasons." Now you're trying to remove to federal court, which loses your June 30th date. So the mechanisms here, there is more going on behind the scenes that we currently don't know. It is a vast.
We got a lot of damage
All right,
now.
so what do we know? The bricks and minifig saga continues, even though there's all kinds of evidence that it shouldn't. I cannot wait to see what's next. Will federal court accept jurisdiction? Is reckless spend going to be allowed to
Okay,
And again,
this is some damage here.
but generally speaking,
It's good damage.
restraining orders should be very limited. So I'm really concerned with what's going on at the moment. Cannot wait to see what comes next. Is it going to go to federal court or not? What about the lawsuits around the periphery of this? Very interesting. Now listen up. Thank you as always. If you haven't subscribed, I really, honestly, I was my blog team. We're just trial lawyers. We're doing what we're doing.
Freezing random things is pretty powerful. The boomerang is my weakest weapon, right? It's even only 1 point better than the hammer.
Right here, YouTube's like, check this.
Freezing stuff, losing a little damage to freeze stuff is probably good.
Go ahead and click there. As always, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
I think this is a winning combo. Well, I thought it was. Now I'm not so sure. Oh god.
What?
It seemed like so much damage. Oh my god. I'm dead.
We played differently here. That's a pretty bad look. You should have redacted that with the rest of the stuff you had no right to redact. Wait, they have guns drawn. You have 100% got to be kidding me. You had your weapon out for these kids?
I think they couldn't redact that because Ben recorded that. No thanks. Forget it. We lost.
We have already passed 100,000 subscribers. We are
That's all, folks.
like that. We really
I don't want to play anymore. I'm miserable.
If you haven't subscribed, feel really bad about yourself.
This is supposed to be grinding. It's supposed to be easy.
This number right there.
I feel like I messed up, you know? Like I messed up earlier, and I should have been grinding on an easy level, you know?
Sometimes we can't, but we know someone who can. Or sometimes we can try to help and guide you, whatever it is.
And the growth is becoming less and less.
And I didn't know anything about any of it, but I am a real life trial lawyer and I handle civil cases. And I want to give a huge thank you to Legal Bites. It takes a village, y'all, and it takes people like we're going to see from Legal Bites to put all this together so that I can take my trial experience and try to help you out. So without further ado, let's go.
This YouTuber owns a LEGO resale franchise chain of stealing an 83-year-old man's Star Wars LEGO collection, which is estimated to be worth around $200,000.
Let's go back to the old look.
I found out a couple days ago.
The classic cutie pie look.
This man spent his life collecting what's now known as the world's largest Lego.
Anyway, we're done. That's all, folks. Please like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Save recent gameplay. Full video.